She's tracked. Okay, come on.
Okay. Are you okay?
I'm okay.
Congratulations on the film.
Thank you.
How is it playing with a film on this scale? Because obviously Monster Calls had a relatively big budget, but this is on a different level entirely. Monster Calls is obviously more of an emotive, film plays with the emotions, was kind of a sad movie. This is blockbuster, fun.
Yeah.
Was that the reason to go and do it?
Yes, definitely. After I did my three movies, the movies I did before were kind of like very heavy in terms of the drama. So it was like a way of taking some fresh air, and try to have fun also. And it was perfect. Also, I felt like very prepared because in The Impossible, for example, I had to recreate the tsunami. That was a massive visual effect thing to do, very complex technically. And of course, the same with the monster in the Monster Calls. But the difference obviously was the size of it, the scope of it, because I felt during the production that I was doing like 5 tsunamis in this movie.
Yeah. Ridley Scott, I think, said that the bigger the budget gets, the more questions you have to answer on set, or the more people asking you questions. Is that true?
Yeah. There's a famous story that he got to set one day and started to count all the questions, and after 2 hours he counted like 500 questions, something like that.
Yeah.
It's true.
Is that somebody, Ridley Scott, like one of those guys, those type of directors who've kind of gone back and forth with the kind of bigger budget stuff to the more character-driven fare? Is that somebody that you would look at and go, his career would be amazing to have?
Yeah, for me it's always about the story, about the characters. This is the biggest responsibility, because you always finish in the same position, which is a script in your hand and the actors in front of camera. And it doesn't matter how big is the production, it's about the story and make the best of those elements on set.
And it's a very different film than the first film, and I was just talking to Colin about that there, and that's a bold choice to make as a producer and as filmmakers, because the first one had kind of nostalgia. This one has many elements, but one of the biggest elements is tension. There's a huge amount of tension in this. Was that the sell to you when Colin was trying to get you to make the film?
Yeah, I think that there's a moment that the island blows up totally. I mean, we destroy the island, and that's an understatement. It's like telling the audience, forget what you've seen. We're going to a very different place, and that's always exciting, especially when you work in a sequel. This is the second movie of Jurassic World, but the 5th of Jurassic Park, and it takes you to places that you've never seen before, where you've never been before, and I think it's very interesting as a director. Yeah,
and you've worked in TV before as well.
Yeah,
you have some great stuff. We were just talking off camera there about shooting Penny Dreadful. Is it 2 episodes of Penny Dreadful you've directed?
Yeah, I did the first 2 episodes of Penny Dreadful. So it took us a long time, because we had to design the whole show. We did the whole work in Dublin, and we really had a great time working with the crews in Ireland.
What were the crews like in Ireland comparative to other parts of the world? Because there's a couple of great movies coming out of Ireland in particular this year.
No, Ireland has amazing crews. I really had a wonderful experience working in Dublin. And I love it. I will come back. It's an amazing people what you have in there working in movies.
So you set that template for Penny Dreadful as well.
Yeah.
The look, that pilot, that's obviously a different kind of pressure as well, and how much goes into the pre-production with something like Penny Dreadful. Obviously this is a big blockbuster, but something like Penny Dreadful, the look, the design of it, John Logan's involved there as well. Yeah,
we had a big challenge recreating Dublin for London, and it was such a beautiful show to design, with all the costumes and the locations and the sets were beautiful, and having the chance of recreating Frankenstein and what was the name of that? All the characters that we had in Penny Dreadful, it was great. Dorian Gray, all these characters that you love in the same show. That was a great experience. And
before I let you go, just one final question. What was the last, or have you even had a chance to see a movie, what was the last great movie that you've seen?
Gory?
Great movie.
Well, yesterday I went to the theater and watched 2001, the unrestored version. I think there's no better movie than that. So.
Great choice.
Yeah.
Pleasure to meet you. Thank you so much for your time.
Welcome to Jurassic World.